Indonesia merupakan negara agraris. Mayoritas penduduknya menggantungkan hidup dari sektor pertanian. Mata pencahariannya, konsumsi sehari-harinya, maupun pengatur kebijakannya. Bentang alam yang luas menjadikan Indonesia memiliki permasalahan yang kompleks di sektor pertanian. Perubahan cuaca, serangan hama dan penyakit, kerusakan tanah, harga jual rendah, minimnya modal usaha, penggusuran lahan, dan lain sebagainya. Permasalahan-permasalahan tersebut dapat dituntaskan melalui kemajuan teknologi di sektor pertanian, dimulai dari bidang akademik. Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta sejak pertama kali dibangun melahirkan program studi agroteknologi di Fakultas Pertanian yang berfokus pada budidaya pertanian. Program studi agroteknologi Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta mengembangkan pertanian berkelanjutan berbasis kearifan lokal sehingga dapat menghasilkan lulusan yang dapat berkiprah sebagai pelaku bisnis pertanian, manajer, wirausaha pertanian, pendidik, dan peneliti. Visi agroteknologi Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta adalah menjadi program studi terkemuka yang berwawasan internasional serta memiliki keunggulan ilmu pengetahuan dan teknologi pertanian berkelanjutan berdasarkan kearifan lokal sebagai implementasi keislaman dan ketakwaan. Agroteknologi Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta telah terakreditasi A pada tahun 2014 dan melakukan reakreditasi pada tahun 2018. Agroteknologi Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta membekali peserta didik dengan ilmu dan teknologi budidaya pertanian yang relevan dengan masalah-masalah yang sedang dihadapi masyarakat saat ini. Penguasaan materi diperkuat dengan kegiatan praktikum di laboratorium dan di lapangan. Adapun laboratorium yang dimiliki oleh Agroteknologi Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta diantaranya Laboratorium Penelitian, Proteksi Tanah, Kultur in vitro, Bioteknologi, Pasca Panen, Desain Landscape, dan Greenhouse. Agroteknologi menerapkan kurikulum dengan metode Student-Centered Learning untuk menjawab tantangan kemajuan teknologi di bidang pertanian. Kegiatan belajar mengajar pendidik dan peserta didik telah terintegrasi secara online melalui e-learning. Selain kemampuan hard skill, Agroteknologi Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta juga mengembangkan kemampuan soft skill peserta didik melalui Agriculture Training Center, Himpunan Mahasiswa Agroteknologi, dan International Association of Agriculture Students. Dengan bekal hard skill dan soft skill yang baik, mahasiswa Agroteknologi Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta telah berprestasi di tingkat nasional dan internasional. Agroteknologi Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta juga rutin mengadakan kegiatan internasional antara lain guest lecture, International Tropical Farming Summer School, dan International Conference on Sustainable Agriculture. Kesiapan peserta didik dalam menghadapi dunia kerja juga dilatih dengan kegiatan magang profesi. Peran peserta didik terhadap kemajuan pertanian di Indonesia dilatih dengan melakukan penelitian-penelitian untuk menciptakan teknologi dan inovasi baru yang dipublikasi melalui naskah skripsi. Dari penelitian yang dihasilkan, diharapkan dapat menjawab tantangan kemajuan teknologi sehingga lulusan agroteknologi Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta siap menerapkan teknologi dan inovasi baru di dunia kerja.
Agroteknologi UMY mengajari saya beberapa banyak sekali ilmu yang ada di ilmu pertanian. Salah satu ilmu yang saya dapat yaitu manajemen agribisnis. Ilmu tersebut mengajari saya mulai dari perencanaan hingga pelaksanaan produksi. Sehingga ilmu-ilmu tersebut sudah saya aplikasikan dalam dunia kerja saya sebagai manajer di PT Madu Baru Yogyakarta.
Proses pembelajaran dan interaksi antara dosen dan mahasiswa di program studi agroteknologi UMY itu membuat saya bisa lebih mengembangkan diri, kemudian mempunyai semangat untuk melakukan hal yang terbaik yang bisa dicapai, bisa diraih, sehingga menjadikan saya lebih kreatif dan lebih inovatif.
Secara umum, saat ini antara dunia akademisi, khususnya di pertanian, dengan kebutuhan praktisi yang ada di lapangan itu belum sinkron. Jadi hasil penelitian yang ada di akademisi, khususnya di agrotek, menurut saya itu jarang yang aplikatif, jarang yang bisa diaplikasikan di lapangan. Kita sebagai akademisi yang ada di agrotek, kita membuat suatu penelitian yang berdasarkan dari permasalahan di lapangan. Dan saya yakin ketika itu dilakukan akan sangat bermanfaat, membantu kemajuan pertanian khususnya yang ada di Indonesia.
Honorable Rector of Universitas Honorable Rector of Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta, Dr. Gunawan Budianto, Honorable Representative of International Relations Office Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta, Mr. Yordan Gunawan, Honorable Dean of Faculty of Agriculture Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta, Dr. Indira Prabasari, Honorable Head of Department of Agrotechnology Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta, Dr. Inaka Ageng Rineksana, Honorable our distinguished speakers and all participants join with us. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are. First of all, let us say our praise and gratitude to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala for the mercies and blessings cherished for us, so we can attend and participate in this special event without any obstacles. May salawat and salam be with our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Welcome to the opening ceremony of the 6th International Tropical Farming Summer School 2021. It's a great honor for me to welcome you in this special event. I am Muhammad Hilmi Zahran Mudafar, and I will be the Master of Ceremony for this opening ceremony of 6th ITFSS 2021. International Tropical Farming Summer School is an annual event organized by Agrotechnology Student Association in Faculty of Agriculture, Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta. ITFSS is a unique summer school program combining the academic and students' activities. The aims of the summer school are to broaden the students' knowledge in the emerging tropical farming, able to solve tropical farming problem in the field, case study in the modified problem-based learning system, and that's it. Let's start this opening ceremony by reciting Basmalah together. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Before we start with all the agenda, allow me to inform you the rundown of this opening ceremony. First, recitation of Holy Quran, followed by display of ITFSS video. Third, welcoming remark by the representative of International Relations Office, Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta. Fourth, welcoming remark by Dean of Faculty of Agriculture, Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta. Fifth, speech video by student representative, and last is closing. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first agenda, we will listen to the recitation of Holy Quran.
A'udzu billahi minasy syaithanir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Innallaha falikul habbi wan nawa, yukhrijul hayya minal mayyiti wa mukhrijul mayyiti minal hayy. Dzalikumullahu fa anna tu'fakun. Falikul isbah wa ja'alal laila sakanan wasyamsa wal qamara husbana. Dzalika taqdirul azizil alim. Wa huwallazi ja'ala lakumun nujuma litahtadu biha fi zulumatil barri wal bahr. Qad fassalnal ayati liqaumin ya'lamun. Wa huwallazi ansha'akum min nafsin wahidatin famustaqarru wa mustauda'. Qad fassalnal ayati liqaumin yafqahun. وهو الذي أنزل من السماء ماء فأخرجنا به نبات كل شيء فأخرجنا منه خضرا نخرج منه حبا متراكبا ومن النخل من طلعها كنوان دانية وجنات من أعناب والزيتون والرمان مشتبها وغير متشابه انظروا إلى ثمره إذا أثمر وينعه إن في ذلكم لآيات لقوم يؤمنون صدق الله العظيم.
Such a heartwarming recitation. May this event run smoothly from beginning to the end. Amin. For the second agenda, we will watch together to the video of ITFSS 2020.
That I own and know I'm letting go. I'm breaking these walls down, breaking these walls down. If you want adventure, then fly to home. But if you wanna travel, then go alone. Yeah, what's the point in us if I never know? Yeah, if you're gonna leave, I'ma let you go. I'm tired of the something else. Yeah, I guess I had my bad days, but it doesn't mean I lost my darling. Where were you when my heart was on the ground? I thought time would prove that you would stick around. I guess time stood still, a king without his crown. Now I'm breaking, you're faking, girl. You never made us out. I'm tired of the pain.
Welcome to Indonesia. ITFSS 2019参加してよかったです。楽しかった。
ITFSS 2019インドネシアのことが大好きになりました。きっとまた来ます。ありがとうございました。
สวัสดีค่ะ ต้องขอบคุณค่ายนี้มากๆเลยนะคะที่มอบประสบการณ์ที่ดีแล้วก็เพื่อนที่ดีให้มากมายเลยค่ะแล้วก็สนุกมากเลยขอบคุณค่ะสวัสดีค่ะสำหรับค่ายนี้นะคะขอบคุณค่ายนี้มากๆค่ะที่มอบประสบการณ์ที่ดีแล้วก็เพื่อนที่ดีอย่างนี้ค่ะขอบคุณค่ะ
ITFSS 2019 I'm have fun and so enjoy and next year I will be a participant again. Thank you.
ITFSS 2019, aku seneng banget melu ITFSS 2019. Gaya aku tambah pinter, gaya aku seneng, gaya aku ketemu mau Jepang. ITFSS 2019, jos!
Puransun ITFS 2018 abdi ngarasa bunga pisan ina di dia acara teh Sumartos bade pokoknya luar biasa lah pokoknya mah hatur nuhun semuanya. Saya dari Indonesia di ITFS 2019 ini saya menemukan banyak hal yaitu teman, belajar sambil bermain. Jadi jangan lupa daftar di ITFS selanjutnya. Terima kasih.
Sampai jumpa lagi till we meet in 6 of ITFSS 2020.
See you on ITFSS 2021. Dadah!
Wow, what a fun and interesting event. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, let us move to the next agenda. With my pleasure, I invite Mr. Yordan Gunawan as the representative of International Relations Office, Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta, to deliver the opening speech. To Mr. Yordan, the screen and the time is now yours.
Alhamdulillahilladzi arsala rasulahu bil huda wa dinil haqq rabbi israh li sadri wa yassir li amri wa hlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli amma ba'd. Honorable Dean of Faculty of Agriculture, Dr. Insinyur Indira Prabasari, Head of Department of Agrotechnology, Dr. Inaka Agung Renaksana, distinguished professors and lecturers, all academia, committee and participants of International Tropical Farming Summer School in Universitas Yogyakarta. First of all, I would like to deliver my sincere gratitude to the Faculty of Agriculture for having this International Tropical Farming Summer School. As we know, in the Industry Revolution 4.0 era, the agriculture sector has an important position in human life because without this sector, human capital development cannot be well developed. Globally, the share of agriculture, forestry, and fishing sector has declined significantly in the last 2 decades. However, the demand on agriculture product, especially rice, incline every year. Rice supply and demand projections with appropriate method are very important because the result affect how agriculture policies are applied in every single country in the world. And related to that, the future of agriculture also should be another concern of the government, especially for Indonesia. We already know Internet of Things and also advanced technology also must be part of the development of that agriculture itself. Ladies and gentlemen, for your information, ITFSS is one of the focals of Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta Summer School 2021, which has 14 focals, and it was opened officially by Director of Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta, Dr. Gunawan Budianto, last July 14. In these very good occasions, allow me, on behalf of the university, also would like to congratulate the Faculty of Agriculture, especially for the Dean Indira Prabasari, Head of Department and Academia of the Agrotechnology Department of Faculty of Agriculture, Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta, for having this kind of ITFSS. I do believe by having this summer school, all the participants will have and enrich their knowledge from the expert who will teach in the program. So I would like to congratulate and also enjoy this summer school for all the participants. Billahi fi sabilil haq, fasabiqul khairat, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jordan, for the speech. For the next agenda, I would like to invite Dr. Indira Prabasari as the Dean of Faculty of Agriculture, Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta, to deliver the welcoming remark and open this summer school officially. Dr. Indira, the screen and the time is now yours.
Okay, I'll repeat. The mic just turned off. Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadar Rasulullah. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa hlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Dear distinguished speakers, Mr. Jordan Gunawan from International Office, and then Dr. Inaka, the head of department, colleagues and participants, good afternoon. Yes, good afternoon here, because this is afternoon in Indonesia. Now, it is with a great pleasure that I welcome you all to our 6th International Farming Summer School, or ITFSS. This time we have 74 participants from Japan, China, Taiwan, Malaysia, the Philippines, Nigeria, Bangladesh, and Indonesia. I also want to welcome our speakers, our friends, Professor Sato from Yamagata University. Hello, nice to see you again, Professor Sato. Professor Rosa from University of Santiago de Compostela in Spain. Hi Rosa, nice to see you again. And then Professor Krishna Purnawan Chandra from Mulawarman University. Mr. Krishna Wawaruntu from Bumi Langit Garden, Indonesia. Dr. Liz Nur Aini from Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta, Indonesia. Associate Professor Eko Hanudin and Dr. Makruf Nuruddin from Universitas Gajah Mada, Indonesia. Summer schools offer more than just classes required for graduation. They also offer enrichment classes, which can give students the opportunity to explore other subjects and interests that they wouldn't otherwise be exposed to during the traditional school year. So there are so many benefits that the participants can get when they join the summer school. In line with the statement, the first ITFSS was conducted in 2015 with the spirit to invite students from all over the world to understand and experience tropical farming in Indonesia, both in classes and field trips. In addition, we want the participants to enjoy the beauty of our beloved city, Yogyakarta, that you can watch in our previous video. Unfortunately, due to the pandemic situation, since last year in 2020, we have conducted ITFSS online. Despite this unfortunate moment and the limitation in online learning, we understand that the online learning is not as fun as offline learning. There are so many fun that we can find when we have offline summer schools, just like planting rice paddies and then hang out with new friends and etc. However, we had to limit the number of participants, although so many participants submit or apply for this summer school. Therefore, we opened some of the classes on streaming YouTube and Instagram so that they still can have follow some of the classes. Furthermore, in the summer school, participants will learn from tropical agroecosystem, integrated farming systems to bioenergy and agricultural waste management. I hope you all have fruitful discussion during the event, and mostly I hope you will have new friends. In addition, I would like to say thank you to the committee, Mr. Taufik, Dr. Dina, Dr. Ihsan, Dr. Siti, and all the team. Good job, team. And finally, by saying Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, International Farming School is officially open. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much, Dr. Indira, for the speech. For the last opening remark, we will show you the speech video of student representatives.
Hello everyone, my name is Krisna Sembiring and I graduate from Jember University, Indonesia, majoring in agrotechnology. And now I'm currently working as a researcher in the Institute of Technology. The main reason I want to join this event is because I want to enhance and increase my knowledge about the renewable technology in agriculture because I work in agriculture department. And also, I have a big interest to meet and sharing experience with another agricultural students from around the world. So by joining this event, I hope that I can have a new idea and a new point of view how to build agriculture sectors, especially in tropical area. So I really hope that this event will help me a lot. Thank you guys.
Hi guys, my name is Farah Almira binti Azman and I'm from University Science Malaysia. As a biology student, I believe that this opportunity will prove not only an unforgettable experience but also an invaluable moment to learn more about tropical farming. Even though this program is held fully online, I know that this exchange experience will expose me to a different culture and different modes of communication. I look forward to continue my study in the agrobiology field for my major, as this exchange experience will give me the opportunity to not only enhance my agrobiology studies but also give me a new motivation to be a great agrobiologist. My goals in participating in this program are: first, to able to analyze the tropical agriculture problems throughout the close examination of selected case study provided. Secondly, I'm aiming to know more about the Faculty of Agriculture of Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta, especially via their exclusive virtual tour. Last but not least, I look forward to the cultural exchange night as I'm eager to know deeper about my friends' culture and lifestyles. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Darren Tan Wei Hang. I'm 21 years old this year and I'm from University Science Malaysia. I'm currently a first year student studying pure biology and going to second year next semester. What made me interested in joining this summer school is because I want to gain more insight about agriculture on tropical farming because I have really little info about it, and for my third year I'm going to choose a major for my course and agriculture is one of the options for me. So with joining this summer school, I hope that I can gain more insight about it, gain more knowledge about agriculture because during my secondary school and my pre-university course, I did learn about agriculture little by little for each chapter by semester, but I really don't think that I have enough knowledge about it to choose my path wisely in my third year after I graduate, and then my career will be what. So I hope that this summer school can really help me gain more knowledge about it, and really hoping that I can find myself in agriculture, whether I like it or not for my career as I graduate. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Rahima Nasir and I'm from Yamagata University, Graduate School of Agricultural Sciences. What made me interested to join this program is that I'm also from a tropical country, which is Kenya, but I never got an opportunity to learn how tropical farming methods are executed. So I really feel like this is a good opportunity for me to learn the skills about it. I expect to gain a range of skills related to tropical farming from this program, especially modern techniques that will make the farming process a more efficient one. And I'd also like to learn about sustainable farming methods using the least amount of resources utilized while still achieving a maximum productivity for farmers. Thank you very much.
Hi everyone, my name is Sekar Pramesti Maharani and I am currently studying as agriculture student in Brawijaya University, Indonesia. I'm interested to join this program because I'm eager to learn about new things and expand my knowledge about things I barely learn. I believe the summer school program can be a good opportunity for me to reach my purpose in that. I also interested to join this program because it's held in international scope, so I can get new perspective from the expert globally. By joining this program, I expected to get good impact for my self-development. I believe I can expand my knowledge, especially in tropical farming, that can be used in the future. Besides that, I believe that I can get new insight from sharing thoughts with new friends in this program that can help me on my higher education level. I also eager to get some new skill to help me develop my potential. Thank you.
Good day everyone. I'm Jonathan T. Solano of Mindanao State University, Iligan Institute of Technology, Philippines. Farming is one of the important sectors. We must encourage ourselves to learn and to do something that will improve this field. Encourage each one of us to learn the different problems related to this topic and to learn or to know the different approaches or solutions to address the problem. Joining this 6th International Tropical Farming Summer School will help me expand my knowledge and understanding about tropical farming. This event also might help me to create a research that will connect modern technology and tropical farming. Thank you so much for this opportunity to be one of your participants in this event. Thank you so much.
Hello everyone.
everyone, my name is Lianti Simangunsong. I'm a bioprocess engineering from Dell Institute of Technology in North Sumatra, Indonesia. For now, I'm currently working as a researcher staff in this institution, focusing on agricultural development. I'm interested to join this program because my educational background is not from agriculture, so I think I need to increase my knowledge and hoping this knowledge will help me to contribute more for our upcoming projects. I really expect to get new ideas and innovations about the most suitable agriculture system to be developed in tropics area. And that's all. Thank you for your attention and good luck for everyone.
Hello and Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Rushidi bin Azaman. You can call me Eddie. I'm 22 years old. I'm from Johor. Currently study at University Science Malaysia in Applied Biology. This program provides a short-term program for those who are interested in agriculture and farming program. Meanwhile, I'm still seeking suitable major in my biology courses. I hope that this program can clarify agriculture field very well. The expected outcome by joining ITFSS 2021 can increase my knowledge through this program that enhance the advantages of agriculture. That's all for my video today. Thank you. See you again. Assalamualaikum.
Today's keynote session is about sustainable agriculture in Japan, Spain, and Indonesia that will be delivered by each of our speakers. Ladies and gentlemen, we have three distinguished speakers that already joined us in this session. So for today's session, and they will deliver different perspective about sustainable agriculture. So we have Professor Satoru Sato from Yamagata University, Japan, Professor Maria Rosa from University of Santiago de Compostela, Spain, and Dr. Ma'ruf Nuruddin from Gajah Mada University, Indonesia. And for the participants, before we start this keynote session, I will deliver the rules for the participants. So the first rule is participant must turn on the camera during the material presentation session. And if you have any problem, please confirm with your liaison officer or LO to clarify that problem. And the second is participants are expected to turn off the microphone or in a mute condition during the material. except when you are allowed to speak. And the third rules is before speaking, participants are asked to press the raise hand menu in your screen. And the fourth, during the activity, participants are expected to follow the lecture properly. The next is participants are expected to use the name format by the format group underscore your name. And then the last rule says participants can make attendance via my class maximum at 11:59 p.m. by Indonesia time. Well, before further ado, let's start with the first speaker. He is Professor Satoru Sato. He is a lecturer from Yamagata University, Japan, and he is an animal ecology expertise. And later, he will talk about land use management for sustainable agriculture in Japan. And may I greet Sato Sensei. Good afternoon, Sato Sensei. Can you hear my voice? Sorry, Sato, I can hear you.
Now, yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, yeah.
Can you hear
Okay,
me?
now I can hear you. It is clear.
So, shall I share my PC screen?
Yes, yes, of course. So maybe for the committee, please make Satoru Sato as a co-host, so he can share the screen. It's good to see you again, Sensei. So how are you?
I'm a bit tired, yeah.
But you look very well, I seem.
Yeah, I slept well yesterday, so I'm fine. I'm fine, and you look fine too, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, shall I wear the mask?
No, it's okay because in front of me there are so many committees, so I have to wear mask, yeah, because
Okay,
because of the
good.
pandemic situation.
Yeah, I see, I see. Well, how you fine, yeah?
Yes, I'm fine. I mean, I'm in a good and health condition.
Okay. Okay. Now I can share my PC. Okay, I do it now. Thank you for waiting. So, Sam, I can have 20 minutes talk, yeah?
Sorry?
Can I have 20 minutes talk?
Yes. You will have 20 minutes for your talk, and after that, we will open 10 minutes discussion for your session.
Okay.
Yes.
Can you see my PCs?
Yes, now I can see your screen. Yes, you may start now, Professor, please.
Right. But Sam, by the way, can you see the characters well? I mean the bars?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
good. Right, everybody, thank you for waiting. Very nice to see you. I really enjoy this summer course every year, but unfortunately, as you see that online. we start using chemicals, the situation was the same. Yeah? So that was very tough work to do. Yeah, this is interesting pictures in Japan. This is the traditional method of the pest management, you see. This is traditional, and do you know what they are doing, please? Yeah, it looks like a festival, yeah? They have some fires, horns, and drums, and looks quite, enjoyable. Well, in fact, this is the start of the festival in the countryside, yeah? So they are praying for the pest going somewhere, moving out from their village. And this is what we actually could do for the pest insect in the old days. I got phone, but sorry. It's a pest. Well, anyway, yeah, this is one quite common technique of the weed management nowadays in organic farming. You know that duck. Well, this is not the wild duck, but the mixed duck with this is not the wild one anyway. And well, I mean, this works good for the weeding. Well, in that pictures, I just explain it roughly, please. When that, well, for example, this one is August 6th. On that day, the weed, number of the weed. This is number of the weed and number of the species. Well, this is the number of species of the weed depressed when there is a duck. And the abundance of the weed also. And that works very much in many fields. However, there is a negative things also. The problem is that, okay. I'm sorry, my friend calls me now, but I tried to. Okay, right. So give me 10 seconds. I'm going to quit this one now. すいません。ちょっと今授業中で。ごめんなさい。はい、はい、はい。ちょっと授業中で。Okay. Some, is this okay? All right. Some?
Yeah.
Okay. No problem now?
No, I'm still can hear you.
Yeah, okay. I still have 8 minutes or like that, yeah?
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Well, I have to skip something. Anyway, this is also technique, no? We use papers to cover the run, and that depress the weed abundance very much. But again, that costs very much. Cost is always a problem. And this is also, we can use machines. It's developed well nowadays, but that costs very much. It's the most cost. So we have a variety of the techniques to depress the weed population, but many of that cost. That is the main problem. And one another problem is that affect biodiversity of the landscape very much. Well, anyway, yeah, I skipped this one, but we have many things. And okay, I will summarize early part of my session. Yeah. So, however, further development is limited if it depends on focus only technologies. Well, because that cost in many cases, and also affecting very bad biodiversity. So for better implementation of the organic farming, function of the ecosystem, yeah, like that should be utilized. So what I want to say is, everything must be well balanced. This is quite important words from the ecological study point of view. And so this is why my study topic is in function of the organisms. I want to use that kind of things in agriculture. Yeah? Well, anyway, wow. I think this is one of the most balanced places of the agriculture of the world. And this is the Kampunanga village. Maybe Indonesian students know this one very much. And before the corona, I not often, but every year, at least 1 or 2 times visited that village to study. In a village, this is very interesting. Yeah? The farmers, well, villagers, all of them, I think they are farmers. Yeah? They use weed plant and give it to their livestock. Yeah? And they have the manure is applied to the field. So the animals which love or which feed on that manures increase very much is what you can think. Yeah? And this is very right. For example, while in the village, that part is organic field. Yeah? And this part is not organic, but not exactly conventional, because they only use few chemicals, very few times. But if you compare some creatures between that area, you can see the differences. Is this one, the most animals increased in the organic area. Is this one, organic area is a snares. And snare is very abundant in the organic landscape in the village. And this is the same in anywhere. In Japan, I also did a similar study very much, but the trend is similar. When we have the organic farming of the rice production, we tend to have the snares very much. And then what is the function of the snares is what now I'm going to talk. Wow, this is a quite simple experiment. You can see that. Now you can see the 2 continents. Of course, I have many electrification, yeah, but this is just example. 2 kind of continents. Yeah? Now it changes. Now, after 20 days, you have some differences. Yeah? Can you see some?
Yes, I can see it clearly.
Oh, okay, no. Sorry, I'm just talking to. Okay, sorry. Thank you, Tom.
Yeah.
30 days. Huh? 40 days. By the way, the water comes from the paddy field, rice paddy field, and the soil also. So I just brought some soil and water from the rice paddy field and placed in that containers. And I introduced animals, some animals, yeah? And that caused some differences. Now day 50, now the differences you can see, yeah, 60 and 70, it's so different. Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Sam,
yes.
Thank you. You don't need to reply me. Right? Okay, thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I introduced snares in that continents, and you got that differences. You know what this means, please? Yeah, think about that. Why this happens? Yeah, it's interesting, and this is what's happening in the field when we have the snares. By the way, that plant is a weed. Main weed in Japan, rice paddy fields is main weed. Okay. Well, in the previous experiment, I showed that snare affect plants. If the plant is affected, insect or other things is also affected. This is also the experiment using snares. Well, I have 4 treatments. 1, 2, 3, 4. the combination of the creatures is shown here. So in that continents, no animals. But this plant only, this is also the main weed in the rice paddy field in Japan. It's a floating plant. Yeah? In that continents only snares, in that continents, aphid, and this one aphid and snares. Yeah, this is a result. So number of the plants is increased very well in that treatment, well, as shown in these pictures. So snares increase the plants. And that plant is when there is an aphid, because aphid need nutrition from the plant, and that aphid is also increased most in this treatment. So the snail affected plants first, and that plants affected aphid also. Effect of the snares, aphid, even aphid, you know that aphid lives in the air above the waters, yeah? But the snail lives under the waters. So snail could affect that by changing the performance of the plants. Yeah. This is also some sort of experiment using snails. But I think I can skip this one because the time is limited. Why, in the end, for the rice, you see that differences for the young rice plant shoots. Wow, this is, yeah, remember, I got snails here, 3 in the videos, but this one is none. So, yeah, this is a research, and that would be the possible mechanism, but okay, all right, so I will conclude my presentation. Wow, the snares affect plants, and plant affect organisms in a terrestrial landscape. Yeah? Also, and this one, in the aquatic environment, snail affect algae, or algae is eaten by them, many other creatures. And everything do have some organic matters, and that can be used for the snails, or no, not the snails, but plant or anything which need nutrition. And everything comes from that air and sunlight, because in that algae and plant can fix the nitrogen from the air by using the sunlight energies. And that performance is enhanced by the snails very much. So I think the snail is a pretty keystone species in a rice paddy field ecosystem for a better organic farming. Okay, Sam, now I will finish my presentation. Everybody, thank you very much.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much, Sato Sensei, for the presentation. So, participants, Sato Sensei is explain about organic farming in Japan, especially. He had research about snails, as I can see, and as we can see in his presentation. And now I will open the 10 minutes discussion. I will ask 3 participants to ask questions to Professor Sato. And for participants, you may click the raise hand button in your screen, and after that, I will give you permission to talk. Okay, so you can start from now, and you can deliver your questions live to Sato Sensei. Okay, I already have 1, 2. Okay, I will start with the first person that raised the hand. Sahrul from Group 4 and from Indonesia. Sahrul, can you hear me?
Yes, yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can hear you clearly. Okay, so yeah, please you may deliver your questions.
Okay, first of all, thank you, Prof. Satoru. That's very interesting. This is my first time to announce that snail can impact our land. My question is, because of climate change, soil moisture has significantly decreased, and also with the soil condition. The ground is getting hot and very hot. With this soil situation, soil organism like snail and also the other organism is very difficult to survive, even in not in the village but in the city. My question is how we can help this organism or the other soil organism to keep survive and help our land to input many of organic matter. Thank you.
Okay, Sato, can you hear the questions clearly?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a pretty good question. Thank you very much. Well, idea soil condition after rice production is, for example, is we need very muddy soils, and snails really love that kind of the soils. However, as you suggested, in some area, the soil is very hard, especially after the use of the chemical fertilizers. The land gets harder very much, and that land is not quite good for the snail survival. Well, in many reasons. However, what I can say is that snail can change the environment, maybe. If you can have the pretty good ideal situation for the snail survivor in the field, and they will change the environment, soil condition, for example, very muddy one. Well, in fact, when we have snail in experimental rice paddy field, for example, firstly, the land is very hard because we didn't have any organic farming previously in the land. But after we start to have the experiment, the land starts to get softer. But not only snails. Well, many farmers who is doing organic farming say that after the start of the organic farming, the land gets softer. But the snail can help that. So in any kind of the land with a very hard soil, for example, you can introduce snails. And then if you have some ideal condition like that, snail love manures, for example, then snail will increase. Then you will change the land relatively faster than the situation without snails. But snail is just one example. You can choose many other creatures, which is good for certain landscape. Yeah, but you can try that. And yeah, thank you. Is this okay?
Okay. How about the answer?
Yes. Thank you. That's enough for me. Thank you for your information.
Okay, thank you.
This really help.
Okay, thank you very much, Shahrul, right? And Professor Sato. And for the second questions, I will choose Lee Fern Tan from Malaysia. Can you hear me?
Yeah, can.
Okay.
Hi, Prof. Sato. Nice to meet you.
hello.
Just one question, because we are deeply into organic farming, and one of the main problems that we have is this algae problem. Meaning, when we put a lot of manure and cocoa peat and all that, we tend to have a lot of algae growing on top of the soil. So is it something to be concerned of, or like what you're saying here, algae is actually possibly benefiting the ecosystem? Because of course we have things like algae bloom and all that we have to be concerned of, and it could absorb nutrients which takes away from the plants. So is it actually more to benefits or actually more to problematic?
Yeah, this is well. Are you talking about that rice paddy field or not?
In general.
Okay. So I will choose some other slides. In general, yeah. Okay. Wow, this is also my study field, and soybean field with plenty of the weeds. You see that? Usually farmers do not have that amount of the weed, but in a farm here, the farmer said this is just okay without weed. Although the weed sucks nutrition, of course, they are pretty competitive. However, farmer said that because of the weed, diversity of creatures, especially natural enemies, increases. And this is very right. In this field, we have lots of the good natural enemies of the pest insects. And after the farmers started that farming, well, after 3 years, the situation improved dramatically. And nowadays, he said, no problem without weed and not much pests. And the price of the products is quite increased, very good. So if you think the total benefit, cost and benefit, farmer said that this is much, much better. But it's quite difficult. Soon after you start organic farming, you tend to have the problems with the pest and weed very much. But after several years, situation changes gradually, and in the end, everything seems to be okay. Well, this is what I learned from the farmers, and I think many of the studies support these ideas. Is this okay?
Okay. Prof, actually, I was mentioning more to the algae instead of wheat.
Algae.
Algae problem. Yeah.
Algae is okay too. Well, that affects many things. However, if you have the pretty good diversity of the creatures, they eat algae also. So you cannot eliminate algae totally. However, you can control it. And this is also important. We cannot eliminate anything because everything is needed in that ecosystem. So we just manage everything balanced. Yeah, so I think if you have too much algae, I think the situation is now not very good, not balanced. But after you have good balance, then your algae is not much, as depressed or controlled well, I think.
Okay, thank you. That means the diversity must be there to make sure everything is balanced.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Lee Perentan from Malaysia. And for the next questions, we will have Rahima Nasir from Yamagata University, I think, from Japan. Is it your student, Sensei?
Yes. Okay. Rahima, we can talk later, yeah?
Okay, Rahima, please.
Okay, Sensei. Good afternoon, Sensei. Thank you for the wonderful presentation. My first question is, can different species of snails cohabit in the rice paddies? And when you use mechanical weeding procedures, is it safe for the snails? And then my second question, does application of chemical fertilizers impact the presence of snail species as compared to when you use the manures?
Okay. Yeah. Okay, thank you, Rahima. How long do I have for the question?
You still have about 15 minutes, I think, until 2:20. So about 15 minutes.
Okay. Okay, it's good. All right, so I have another slide for that.
Yes.
Rahima, anyway, the combination of species of the snails depend on the species. So some species is good combination, but some not. But you see the apple snails, it's a pest snails in Indonesia. It's very good with mud snails also. Apple snail is, well, not quite good, but that is very important snails in agricultural landscape ecosystem because only apple snail can break weed plant down to the ground situation, environment again. So, well, anyway, about mud snail things. Okay, that slide, please see this one. This is my study site. Yeah. Wow. Right. You can imagine the size. Well, 30 years ago, this is rice paddy field, very abundant of the snails. But after
you can see the slide.
Yeah, after farmers start conventional farming, for example here, and the fertilizers, they start to use the chemicals, snail just disappeared very quick. And in those areas, it's organic farming, and they do the duck farming. Duck ate everything, so snail disappeared. And this area also, farmer use herbicide to kill the weed. That snare is very abundant nowadays. And you see that number of the fertilizers they applied. In this area, organic fertilizer once in one single rice production duration period. But for the duck farming, farmer have to apply 2 times. Yeah, that is well, I mean, this is what farmers believe effect of the snares. So when there is a snares, they can save the amount of the use of the fertilizers. But the fertilizer, organic fertilizer is very good for the snares, not the chemicals. Yeah, Mahima, is this okay? Yeah.
It's okay, Sensei. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, later, thank you, Professor. Okay, later, if the participants want to see the presentation from Satoru Sato clearly, you can go to the My Class platform. There we already put the presentation PowerPoint from Professor Sato. Is that okay, Sensei?
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Okay, so for the next questions, actually from the chat, we have 2 questions from group 3 and from Indonesia. Atin, can you hear me, Atin?
Oh.
From the chat box.
Yeah, I can see it, right?
Yes, yes. She asked about how can organic farming develop rapidly in Japan. Maybe you can answer that questions.
Yeah, we have many reasons, but one main reason is because, well, if we talk about rice production, rice is very cheap. So the rice farmers cannot survive on only rice production. They have to work for other things. So after harvest, they go to the city and do work. This is what we farmers do usually. Because rice price is very cheap. However, organic farmers think that, well, I mean, organic farmers, they never work other than rice production. They don't go to the cities, they just do the farming only. Because if you succeed in organic farming here in Japan, the price of the rice get increased very much. So that is the most reason why some farmers do the organic farming. However, this is a big challenge for the farmers to challenge something. It's quite difficult when you get older. And nowadays the farmers' ages is very mature, old in general. So that's why we still have the difficulties, yeah. But because of the price of the rice, it's good for the organic farming. This is one reason why we have increase in organic farming, I think.
Yeah, because the price is a little bit pricey, right? Maybe it's
2 or 3 times higher
yes,
than the
yes,
conventional
right.
rice.
It's the same in Indonesia, Professor. Okay, so maybe the last question from Safa Kamila. I was a little unclear. Or Safa, you want to deliver the questions? Safa, can you hear me?
In Japan, many runs.
Okay, so maybe you can answer.
Okay, why
Yeah,
Lando
okay.
was abandoned? Yeah,
Yeah.
I can answer very well because farming is not good for the money.
Not really.
Yeah. So I think many villages, especially in the mountain area, will disappear in next 1 or 2 decades. And that will change the landscape of Japan very much, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So the reason, the farming is not good
Yeah,
money in general.
Okay, thank you, Professor Sato. Maybe I will end this session for your session. Thank you very much, Sato Sensei, for your talk. And so, participants, if you have any further questions, maybe you can ask later to Professor Sato. And for the next agenda, and before, thank you, Professor Sato, for your talk.
Okay. Thank you very much. I will close my screen, yeah?
Yeah, okay. Okay,
How
well.
do I do?
Is it okay, Professor?
Yeah, okay. Everything fine. Thank you.
Okay, well, now, ladies and gentlemen, we will move to the second speaker, Professor Maria Rosa. She is a lecturer in University of Santiago de Compostela, Spain, and she is an agroforestry expertise, especially in Europe region, and she will talk about sustainable land use management for agriculture in Europe. So, Professor Rosa, can you hear me?
Hello, I can hear you perfectly. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you perfectly.
Okay.
Thank you, Professor.
So, good morning, everybody. Good afternoon in Jakarta.
Yes.
It's a pleasure to be here with all of you. I'm very grateful for this invitation. I hope to give you an overview about the sustainability of the goal of sustainability of farming systems that are pursued by the European Union, so to all our continent. I just would like to share the screen, but I am not able to share.
Okay, wait. So for the host, please make Professor Rosa as a co-host, so she can share the screen. By the way, Professor Rosa, it is good to see you again. And how are you there in Spain?
Fine. We are mostly, everybody that is over 20 is vaccinated already. So this helps a lot to start to have our normal life. But I guess it would be difficult for traveling anyway. So
yes, indeed.
It's a bit complicated, but we will try to do our best with that. How is the situation in the Jakarta and in the rest of the countries? I guess it's hard for all of us.
Yes, it is.
Yogyakarta. Would be difficult anyway.
Santiago de Compostela.
Sorry for the participant. Can you mute your microphone?
In Europe. Europa, bro.
So I think you are seeing my screen now.
Yes, I can see your screen. Okay, you may start now for 20 minutes, Professor.
Okay, I will just make a talk about land use management and sustainable agriculture in Europe. I'm Rosa Mosquera Losada. I'm working at the University of Santiago de Compostela, which is a 500 years old institution in Europe, and this is placed in Spain, in the country of Spain. My talk would be about some few concepts about sustainability, and later on I will move on common agricultural policy, because this is one of the main drivers of sustainability in Europe. Within this, I will talk about the new form about increasing sustainability and funding sustainability in Europe, which are the eco schemes, provide some examples of agri-food innovations which is needed to increase sustainability of the whole agri-food system, not only the agricultural systems. And I will also speak about a bit of ACI development, which is the need of formation for the farmers through the adequate system of advisors. Well, sustainability, as you know, means meeting our own needs without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. So we are not able to exploit our land from an agricultural point of view forever. And it has been demonstrated due to a strong concerns that our agriculture is suffering nowadays with increase of pests, as the previous speaker mentioned it, or like in Spain, where I saw this morning a new in the newspaper saying that we will expect having temperatures above 50 degrees, which is all, I mean, right now it's quite difficult to think, it's difficult to have more than 40, which is a pity. Well, due to the sustainability concept, it was launched in 1992, and recently the United Nations, as all you know, developed Sustainable Development Goals that are tackling not only agriculture but other type of aspects that are needed altogether to reach sustainability at global level. Well, if we move on agriculture and Europe, we started speaking about the CAP, which is aligned with these United Nations objectives. And we have three objectives, which are the three. The first three ones are increase of competitiveness and ensure fair income, and increase profitability, and rebalance the power in the food chain, which is from an economic point of view. From an environmental point of view, it's very relevant for the European the Common Agricultural Policy to have an adequate climate change action, to take care of our environment and preserve landscapes, but also social aspects are important to reach this sustainability, because sustainability has three pillars: environment, economic, and social. From a social point of view, it would be related with the protection of food and health, quality, vibrant rural areas. The rural areas should be alive, and the citizens that are living in rural areas has to have all the same type of welfare than the rest of the urban citizens, and of course support the generation renewal, as we will see nowadays. Well, how is distributed the land in Europe? Well, as you can see, 42% of the land of Europe has agriculture, 32% is forestry. So agriculture and forestry is really extended across the EU. Of course, there are variations between countries and regions. In my region, we have a 70% of forest land compared with other regions that has less than 8% of forest land, for example, in Ireland or the Netherlands. Well, and we have to take into account when we think about sustainability how the land has changed, over the time, and we can see that it was more. We have more croplands, which is yellow, than forest land and grasslands, which is green, between 19 year and 2010 years. Okay, so we have to take into account what is the evolution. Well, this sustainability that takes care of the whole European agricultural system is really fostered and driven by the Common Agricultural Policy. What is it about? Is as a way to pay farmers for performing sustainable practices when they do agriculture. Well, the Common Agricultural Policy is the most relevant policy of Europe. It means that 37% of the total European Union expenditure. The European Union has 28 countries across, 27 because we have a Brexit with the British people, but that is a very large policy. And it's a major driver of sustainable agriculture in Europe in the last 25 years. Well, basically it's divided in two pillars. The first pillar is about agricultural daily payments. So the farmers receive money to crop, to have grasslands and grow livestock, and to have permanent crops, fruit trees mainly. But also there's a pillar two, which is co-financed with the member states, where farmers are paid even more for taking care even more of the environment. To get some daily payments is not enough to do agriculture. It's needed also to perform, to fulfill the sustainability indicators that are defined by the conditionality, like for example related with animal welfare, or for example related with the nitrates directive to avoid or reduce contamination in waters. So the CAP in numbers is to see how important is it. We can see that it affects 12 million of farmers in the EU. It therefore affects 500 million of consumers, 55 of which live in the rural areas. is responsible of the 48% of the EU land, almost the 50% of the land of Europe, provides 44 million jobs, and it receives, as I mentioned, receives 38% of the EU budget. So these big numbers means that the European Union has a system, which is the CAP, to pay farmers for doing and perform sustainability. The CAP is implemented in periods of 7 years, where the European Union provides some rules that have to be fulfilled by the member states, which are the ones that pay to the farmers. And if not, there are fees and penalties and they don't get money. So it's a strong driver for us. What are the challenges that sustainability has at European level? One is land abandonment. If you see the risk of land abandonment in yellow and orange is quite high in a lot of countries, mostly in the south of Europe, because of they have a Mediterranean climate weather. So the capacity to produce agriculture is more complicated due to the restrictions of water. So yeah, in that area there are strong problems. But in general, in Europe, you can see that also the age of the farmers is too high. There are areas with more than 40% of farmers that are above 65 years old, which is a huge problem. So we need to work with the youth to make this sustainability of the land more relevant. Moreover, young farmers are able to move on to adopt more techniques that are more in line with the environment, because they can implement new methodologies, technologies, and one of them is, for example, digitalization. Well, as I mentioned, we have a strong problem of increase of temperatures. We can see that it could be, this is the place where we have highest temperatures, and here we can see that in the areas where production is higher nowadays in Europe, we will have a strong rain deficits, but we have also problems in some areas with rain surplus that are generating even a lot of human beings losses. Well, how is the CAP nowadays? The CAP ended in 2020. It will start. It started this year, 2021. There is a small delay of 1 year, and the new way of working by the European Commission is through the eco schemes. The eco schemes are a kind of activities that have to be selected by the member states, and later on selected by the farmers to get the funds of the Pillar 2. And the aims of these eco schemes are very in line with sustainability of land use. The aims are to reduce by 50% the use of chemical pesticides, and by 50% the more hazardous pesticides by 2030, bring back at least 10% of agricultural area and the high diversity landscape features by 2030, achieved at least 25% of the agricultural land under organic farming, and a significant increase in organic aquaculture, by 2030, reduce the sales of antimicrobials for farmed animals and in agriculture by 50% by 2030, and reduce nutrient losses by at least 50%, while ensuring no deterioration in soil fertility, and reduce the use of fertilizers by 20% by 2030. So you can see that there is a strong goal towards the movement of sustainability across Europe that is aimed at by the current Common Agricultural Policy, the CAP. Well, these goals are put in place in different areas of environment, climate change, and animal welfare actions. that are defined by the CAP strategic plans, which are the ones that are done by the member states. The main areas the Commission likes to focus by the member states and therefore by the farmers are related with climate change mitigation, climate change adaptation. Here we work a lot with new varieties that are more resistant against pests that appears due to the climate change or even against extreme temperature events. Protection of improvement of water quality, prevention of soil degradation, protection of biodiversity, actions for sustainable and reduce of pesticides, and actions to enhance animal welfare. And if you can see, these areas of work are highlighted with a letter which say B, C, D, E, F, and J. And these are related with the type of activities that can be selected by the farmers in different parts of Europe. As you can see here, for example, the B, C, D, F, and G would be approached through the implementation of organic farming practices. What's promoted by the eco scheme is the conversion to organic farming, but also the maintenance of organic farming. They also promote the integrated pest management practices that are related with B, C, D, E, and F, with different type of activities, like, for example, mechanical weed control instead of use of herbicides, buffer strips to have some areas where pest enemies can live and reduce the proportion of pests for the agricultural that are close to these hedges. Increase pest variety, as I mentioned, crop varieties that are pest resistant, and leave some areas set aside for biodiversity purposes, because we know that biodiversity is key to reduce the need of pesticides in agriculture. There would be, and you will see this later on, a strong set of activities related with agroecology promotion. The European Union is very ambitious on that, and they are trying to create and develop the agroecology partnership, which is a system that will work across Europe, and is funded into European Union forests. I will name.
Hello, Professor Rosa? I think we lost you. Okay, so for the participants, we will try to reach Professor Rosa again. Maybe she has a connection problem, because as you know, we are away from her. She is in Europe, in Spain. Okay, wait. Hello, Professor Rosa? Okay, sorry. We will try our best to connect with Professor Rosa again. and solve this problem? Okay, so for participants, I think we still have a problem with Professor Rosa. While we wait her to join us again, I will show you the video tour about tropical farming in Indonesia, because tomorrow you will learn about tropical farming in Indonesia, and here we have a short video for you, and maybe you can watch a little and then learn about tropical farming in Indonesia, especially in Yogyakarta region. So please enjoy the video.
The availability of the sun in the tropics is the greatest gift. The sun is available all year round, making tropical countries very suitable for agricultural cultivation. One of the countries located in the tropics is Indonesia. Indonesia is made up of 17,000 islands, with 5 main islands, where each island has its own diversity. For the purposes of this summer school, we will focus on the Yogyakarta area. Yogyakarta itself is better known as the city of education, with the number of tertiary education reaching 136 in an area of only 3,186 kilometers square. One of them is Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta. Yogyakarta has a diverse agricultural cultivation environment. To the north lies the active Mount Merapi and has a 5-year cycle of eruption. To the south lies the beach with a coastline of 138 kilometers. To the east, there is a series of karst area. The interaction of the people of Yogyakarta with the environment creates local wisdom, including in agriculture. Agriculture is the concept how people interact with their nature to support plant production. The area of Mount Merapi became an upland agricultural cultivation. The area itself is divided into several zones, namely a zone without plants where the conditions of sand and rock have not weathered, so it is difficult to use for plant cultivation. A buffer zone consisting of untouched forest and far from agricultural cultivation. An agroforestry zone where a plan of forestry and agriculture began to emerge. It is in this zone that local wisdom in agricultural cultivation in the outline appears. If we look at the volcanic source strata that form the eruption layers, we will see the eruption layer on the soil horizon. The dark layer indicates the addition of organic matter to the soil. This organic material is the main weakness in upland cultivation. Communities who cultivate in the upland areas require a high intake of organic material sources. So, they usually integrate livestock with agriculture and carry out cultivation with the tree strata system: grass, shrub, and trees. Down the lowland area, where there are almost no limitation in agricultural cultivation, makes this area can be cultivated all year round. This area is also where intensive cultivation is carried out, especially an area covered with irrigation system. Move away from the upland and approach the coastal area where the water is abundant. So there is high flood risk. Farmer modified the land with surgeon system. Surgeon is a local wisdom concept in Kulon Progo, Yogyakarta. In surgeon system, farmer make a row of high land in the landscape. This top area is cultivated plants that do not really need water, while the bottom row, where water is available, is cultivated by plants that need water, such as rice. This concept is able to increase land efficiency in areas with similar conditions in dry and wet season. In coastal areas where sand is accumulated, there are more challenges in terms of water, soil, salt, and sunlight. This condition requires a series of anticipatory actions in the form of the use of mulch, various plants, watering concept, as well as the organic matter input. The whole series of cultivation that has been mentioned above can never be separated from how to regulate organic matter. Through various methods such as composting, making husk charcoal, utilizing household waste and other wastes, even through the conversion of organic matter into biogas.
Yeah,
Did you have any
sorry,
connection
but
problem?
I don't know what happened with the connection.
Yeah, it's okay. I understand. Sometimes, yeah, this happened because virtual world, but it's okay. And can you continue now, Professor?
Yes, I can continue. Can you see my screen?
Okay. Okay, so for participant, please, may you have your attention to Professor Rosa because she will continue the presentation. Okay, thank you. So please, Professor, you can start.
So apologies for this. So I will not go through the different type of activities that are promoted by the European Union in the different activities related with the main goals of the CAP. Related with eco schemes, but you can see crop rotation, mixed cropping, mixed species, improve rice cultivation to decrease methane emissions, for example, which is also relevant in some parts of Europe. is key for these activities: high nature value farming, carbon farming, or precision farming. Other activities are also dealing with improvement of nutrient management, protecting water resources, other practices beneficial for soil, for example, erosion, or establishment of maintenance of terraces, or other practices that are more related with animal production, like, for example, give additives to decrease emissions for hectaric fermentation. As mentioned before, the European Union realized that sustainability is not only a matter of the farmers, it's also a matter of the whole agri-food system. And the consumers have to have a strong role on that. But also the production of alternative products that are bio-based. Here I am showing you one of the lines that are being evaluated nowadays in the European Union project called Go Grass, where you can see that after harvesting grass and doing different type of treatments, you can obtain different types of products from the grass. Like, for example, feed for ruminants, but also biomaterials, for example, carton or paper, biochemicals, like, for example, starch for doing another type of products, bioenergy through, for example, biogas, food protein, or feed for monogastrics that can be sold with an added value, and all of them are being studied as an alternative production from grass. So there is a lot of research to be done here on producing alternative products from, in this case, from grass, but also from other materials, like, for example, the woody perennials, like fruit trees, etc., that can deliver products that are more sustainably produced, replace non-renewable resources, not only because of the product, but also from the transport. That can be enhanced. This is one of the aspects that are also evaluated by the European Union. And another aspect that is key for the European Union to move and foster sustainability is the establishment of a good AKIS system, which means a good advisory services in agricultural systems to help farmers to perform more sustainably farmers. I leave here for you the web page of the EIP Agri, which is the European Innovation Partnership on Agriculture, that aims at working by taking into account different sectors, just gathering information for farmers in different languages of the European Union, working with, like, for example, the thematic networks. Operational groups are groups that are locally working for projects where not only farmers are working, but researchers are working with farmers to better adapt the solutions that the researchers have to the environment that where the farmers work, because you know that one solution doesn't fit all. Also working directly with the National Rural Network, which is the ones that pays the CAP, the Common Agricultural Policy, and the multi-actor projects that aims at analyzing and evaluation and studying making research to advance in the knowledge across Europe, like, for example, Go Grass, Agroecology for You. They find very important to establish projects where education having full tools available for farmers, and field research is basic. And there we have different stakeholders and actors that can be interested in seeing how sustainable the production is performed at research at the farm level by the farmer. Okay, just to end, I just want to mention that besides the European Innovation Partnership, the European Union is now thinking of developing the European Agroecology Partnership. It's based in 2 European Union projects. I'm working in the Agroecology for EU project, but there is another one which is called Already, where the European Union is aiming at developing inventories about the current policies, investment initiatives, funding, and a key word is a living lab. A living lab is a place where farmers, researchers, and other type of factors that are needed to foster sustainability across Europe are working together. There is a partnership on agroecology at European level, but there is also an agroecology partnership developed at member state level that are called the mirror agroecology partnership. Here you have more information about this partnership, and well, you can read here the European Commission has proposed a new initiative provisional entitled Accelerating Farming Systems Transition Agroecology Living Labs and Research Infrastructure as one of the candidate partnerships that are being developed just to not only to work with the farmers, but to develop better agri-food systems, food, bioeconomy, natural resources, agriculture, and environment under Horizon Europe. Horizon Europe is the largest program of research the European Union has. This will start in 2023-2024. So as conclusions, we can say that land use and land coverage is driven by the CAP payment. The eco schemes will unlock the transition towards more sustainable farming systems in Europe, and the innovation and agroecology partnership will foster farming system sustainability in Europe. So thank you very much, and apologies for the problems of the internet, and I'm willing to hear your questions if some are there. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Professor, for your presentation. It is a great talk about a condition of agriculture in the Europe region. And as I can conclude from your presentation, you already explained that the situation and the issues of the agriculture in the Europe, it's already integrated with the policy with the Europe as cover. Okay, so for now, I will open the discussions. It is the same rule, 10-minute discussion, and I will ask for 3 participants to raise your hand if you have any questions to Professor Rosa. You may start now, raise your hand, click the raise hand button, and I will ask you to deliver your questions to Professor Rosa. So, please, participants. Okay, I have one participant here. I will start with participant from China, Wenze Zhao. Okay, so far, yeah. Wenze Zhao?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Professor.
Yeah.
So I got a question. Europe, like Asia, has many type of terrain. So, what is the focus of sustainable agriculture in different geographical conditions?
Yeah, as you mentioned, as I mentioned, sustainability is based on 3 different type of pillars: productivity, environment, and social aspects. And the different, let's say that in the previous CAPs, the European Commission just put some rules at European level, and everybody has to fulfill that. That was not sustainable because they don't consider this important different type of land and different type of needs that different type of weather conditions and climate conditions that we have has. And this, for example, they tried, I remember one that they tried to reduce the intensification of livestock systems, and they say, okay, you cannot have more than 2.5 livestock units per hectare, then this is sustainable. And that was not true because we have areas of Europe where the production of grass is 10 tons per hectare a year, and other areas where we have 200 kilos per hectare a year. So this livestock stocking rate has to be adapted. So what is the way, how the European Union moved to tackle these different aspects that we have? Well, they decided this year that the strategic plans and the rules will be established by the member states. And they will control not what is going to be done, but what are the results. So, are you having 25% of organic farming in your area? Then you get the payment. Are you having a better increase in the mitigation of climate change because you increasing the carbon that you have? Then I will pay you. You will receive the CAP payment. And you're completely right. Not only the production is different, but also the environmental concern is different. In the north of Europe, there are where the intensification, because they have high productive areas, is driven. The biodiversity is really very reduced. But in the southern areas, this problem is much lower because there is a lot of land that is abandoned, so we don't have that problem of biodiversity. With regard to nitrating water, in the north it's a strong problem, in the south it's a lower problem because the use of fertilizers is not so huge. So the way that the European Union takes into account these different needs from an environment point of view and these the different activities that have to be performed is through the control of the results. So the idea is to pay by results, not to pay by activities. And this is a very great change with respect to the previous CAP. With regard to social, it's the same. There are, as you saw, I showed you, for example, the map of the aging of the population. The farmers are older in the south than in the north, so this has to be tackled in a different way across Europe. But what the Commission did was to put it on the heart of the member states, because they are the ones that are able to understand better their needs and better the solutions and the benefits they can provide from agriculture. I hope I answered your question.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, so how about the answer, Wenzezo? Is it okay?
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, yes, you're welcome. And for the next, is there any question from participants? Okay, we will have Mega Febrina from Indonesia. So please,
Yes, can
Mega.
you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you clearly.
Okay, Professor Rosa, I want to ask question to you. In the EU Green Agreement slide on eco-schemes points, one of which is explained that aquaculture can increase by 20 and 30. Are there other types of organic farming that can be improved? Then why is this type of organic farming expected to increase by 20 and 30?
You asked me why?
Yes, yes.
Well, the main reason is because organic farming, if you compare organic farming systems compared with conventional farming systems, the degree of sustainability and the ecosystem services they provide is much higher. And there is a focus there, this is at land level. If you have a lot of species in an area which is usually promoted by organic farming, if you reduce the use of pesticides, herbicides, inorganic fertilizers, the amount of ecosystem services that you produce for that land is much higher than from conventional farming systems, mostly if they are intensive. But there is another aspect that is tackled now by the European Union, is not only the work at plot level, but also the work at farm level. What is the proportion of the diversification of the crops that are produced at the farm level? This is a very relevant question, because it's not the same to have a farm with 2% or 10% of agriculture, arable land, than to have a farm with a 90% of arable land. So we know that permanent grassland that is much better for sustainability, for crop rotation, but what is the best proportion of these two types of lands to increase and enhance sustainability? This is something that is nowadays studied and evaluated by the European Union in different EU projects.
Okay, thank you, Prof. Rosa. How about the questions? The answer, Mega?
I think it's enough clear. Thank you, Professor Rosa.
Okay, yes, you're welcome. And then for the next, I think I will ask Wang Xiu. Sorry, Lee, because you already asked for in the first speaker. I will ask Wang Xiu.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Please.
My problem. Yeah. I think it's a good point to develop agroecology, but the problem is what the core of this development.
Is it that all?
Yeah. So what we should focus on, the main point of this development.
Okay. Thank you for the question, Professor. Sorry, Professor, you are in mute condition. Your microphone is still mute. Okay.
Sorry, I am not sure if I understood very well the question. So just me, what is the core of the activities related with agroecology to work at whole Europe? As mentioned before, it should be adapted to the different areas. The areas have different weather, so the production and the type of products they deliver is different. And on the other hand, the potential they have to produce is different. And on the other hand, the risks and the problems and the challenges they have nowadays are different. So we should tackle all of these aspects just to provide the best solution adapted to each one and to each country, but also to each farm. And for this focus, these operational groups that I'm mentioning are key. We have to show, I mean, we as researchers make research at the global level. We study and evaluate, for example, crop rotation. Everybody knows that crop rotation is perfect, but for biodiversity, for the reduction of the use of fertilizers, etc. But the thing is there, how it should be implemented by a farmer. Because for a farmer, they need to know specifically what are the best rotations, but also the timing, also the combination of crops in a year or in a 2 or 3 year period. And this is not so easy when you have a concrete comment. So I think these operational groups are great just to understand what are the best things to be focused on.
Okay, thank you, Prof. Rosa. Wang Xiu, how about the answer from Prof. Rosa? Did you get it? Okay, thank you very much. And for all participants, because we have time limit, and I think I will end this session from Professor Rosa. Thank you, Professor Rosa. It is good to have you here, and I hope we can meet you soon. Live, yeah?
Thank you very much.
Yes, you're welcome.
Really, thank you, because I am here sharing with all of you. I hope to go to Indonesia soon, as far as the COVID allows us to have this excellent summer school in nice. And wish you all of you an excellent International Tropical Farming Summer School, the 6th version already very successful.
Okay, thank you very much, Professor Rosa. Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen and dear fellow participants, now we move to our last, but not least, speaker for today. We have Dr. Makruf Nuruddin. He is a lecturer from Gajah Mada University, and he is a soil chemistry and environmental science expertise. And later, he will talk about land use management in Indonesia, especially in Yogyakarta area. So I will greet Dr. Makruf. Dr. Makruf, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Oh, where are you now, Dr. Makruf? I see from your background.
My background from Barcelona.
Okay. But actually you are in Yogyakarta, right?
Yes, right.
Okay. So Dr. Makruf, it is good to see you again virtually, Dr. Makruf. And how are you, by the way, Dr. Makruf?
Yes, I am fine, thank you.
Okay. Okay, so Dr. Makruf, later you will have 20 minutes for your talk, and after that we will open 10 minutes discussions for your session. And if you're ready, you can start at any time. Please, Dr. Mukruf.
Okay, thank you very much for me for this chance. I want to deliver talking about tropical cropping system. Everybody can see my slide. You can see my slide?
Check. Yes, yes, I can see it, Professor, Doctor.
Okay. First, I want to explain about this how about this tropical cropping system in Indonesia, especially. For my presentation, I want to talk about first about this Indonesia, this tropical country, and then second one about tropical cropping system, and the last one I want to talk about the management of soil fertility, because the main constraint connected to tropical cropping system is how about this management of soil fertility. Okay, what is a very important thing in the tropical cropping system? The answer is land. Yeah. Why land? Because with land, especially for suitable fertile land, for example, this one, we can cultivate everything. Yeah. Many kind of crop we can cultivate in this land. So first, I want to explain about how about this land. Maybe you can see this picture. Actually, land is part of and variable characteristic, for example, cycles, yeah, including 6 items. Yeah. 6 items is a component of land. First is atmosphere, or we can mention climate. Yeah, climate is very important. Yeah. So I want to talk about this climate in tropical area. Yeah. Second one is biosphere. Yeah, you can see biosphere is all of vegetation, animal, including man also. Yeah, all kind of trees, crops, yeah, animal, and also man belong to biosphere. Yeah. The third one is topography. Yeah, from this picture you can see topography. This area in one and first area is high level of land, high level of elevation. Yeah, and then number two is in the slopey area. Yeah, and the number three is lowland. Yeah, and this one is about topography. Yeah. And then number four is pedosphere, yeah, or soils. We mentioned is pedosphere is soils, yeah. And then number five is lithosphere, bedrock or stone, yeah, because soil come from stone, yeah, weathering of stone and then change to be soils, yeah. And the last one is hydrosphere. This one is cycles, yeah, hydrospheres. Come from rain and then going to the land and then going to the river, to the sea, to the lake, and so on. And then evaporation going to the air, and then after condensation, and then change to be rain. This one hydrosphere. Why this one is very important? Because 6 component, actually this one is land. If we talk about land, yeah, 6 component is very important. Yeah. For example, the picture, as I mentioned, in this first location, number one, this one is soil is thick, flat, yeah, and high elevation, and many vegetables, many trees, yeah, crops can cultivate in this area. Number two, actually in the slopey, yeah, slopey area. And slopey area is soil is very thin, yeah, very shallow, and limited number of trees, limited number of vegetables, for example, we can cultivate here. And the number three is lowland, yeah. In the lowland, water is available, yeah, huge, a lot of water available, and we can cultivate everything in this area. Or we can see this picture like this one, yeah. This one is a relationship among climate topography and vegetation. For example, in vegetation is evergreen forest. This one is high level, yeah, high elevation. And the second one is grassland, yeah. And this grassland, just grass, yeah. And then soil is shallow, yeah, thin, yeah. And the last one is desert, yeah. This one is lowland, but water is not available, for example. Soil is very thin, yeah. So we cannot use this land to cultivate vegetables or trees and so on. Yeah, this one is deserts. Yeah. But in Indonesia, especially, is a huge of water. Yeah, a lot of water available in this area. Yeah, in some island, maybe I can explain in the next slide. Yeah, for example, in Sumatra, in Kalimantan, in the lowland, a lot of water. We have pit soil. Yeah, pit soil, and pit soil now. Many people, yeah, many company want to use pit soil to cultivate a lot of kind of trees, palm oil, yeah, oil palm, maybe everybody know, yeah, now in pit soil, yeah. And then in tropical country, this one is special because actually we have soil, climate, and land use, and then farm and a lot of kind of this one. Interrelation interaction, this one is provide soil properties with soil fertility is different. Soil fertility is different. It is need how to manage cropping system in this area. This one is very important thing. So in my presentation, I want to show how to manage soil fertility in cropping system in Indonesia. Yeah, many kind of cropping system I want to show you. Yeah. This one is Indonesia. I think everybody know we have 17,000 island. Yeah, five big islands: Sumatra, Kalimantan, Java, Sulawesi, and Papua, and a lot of middle and small island. Yeah, so we have so many kind island. This is very important, connected to cropping system. Yeah, in each area. Yeah, and then. This one is jump, yeah. My slide is jump. Okay. Why is in tropical area special? From this slide, you can see. I'm sorry, this one is trouble. This one is a tropical area, as you see here. Indonesia actually all of area in tropical area, tropical region, and maybe everybody now in Middle Africa, yeah, like in Congo, for example, yeah, Tanzania, part of Ethiopia, yeah. And then on Latin America, like in Brazil, Peru, Ecuador, this one is tropical area. But special in Indonesia because we have a lot of mountain in Indonesia. We have 130 mountain, but in other area no. Yeah, this one so special, connected to how to utilize and how to use my land to cultivate many kind crops and trees and vegetables and so on. Tropic, maybe you can see this one, soil in the subtropic area, because soil in tropical area is very deep, yeah, very thick. Why this one? Soil very thick because you know in this picture actually precipitation is high. Yeah, like in Indonesia, precipitation more.
Hello, Dr. Makruf. I think you have connection problem.
than 1,000 millimeters. Yeah, evaporation is high temperature, and then green one is evaporation, and blue one is precipitation. This one.
Sorry, Dr. Makruf, your microphone is muted. Hello, Dr. Makruf. Can you hear me, Dr. Makruf? Your microphone is still mute. Okay, Dr. Makruf.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Okay, yes, you can continue. Okay.
My explanation.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, just I want to. Okay, I think it's not. Which are my slides?
I think the last slide is in the soil.
Soil lithotropic, yeah.
Yes,
area,
yes,
yeah.
soil lithotropical
This
area.
one? Okay.
Not yet.
Okay, this one
yes,
is.
yes.
Okay. This one is a very important thing connected to how to use land or soil to many kind of cropping system in tropical area. Yeah. Okay. Based on this one, because we have a lot of kind of island, lot of kind of parametric and so on. Actually, we have all of kind soils, except just only one, aridisol. We don't have aridisol because in Indonesia we don't have arid area. Yeah, in Indonesia all of area, even though in Nusa Tenggara, for example, actually precipitation more than 1,000 millimeters. Yeah, this one is point very important thing. Yeah. This one is soil map in Indonesia, and then this one in Yogyakarta. Yeah. So in my presentation, I want to show how put in Yogyakarta, but I want also to explain many kind in other area. Yeah, because Yogyakarta is a representation of area in Indonesia. Yeah. As I mentioned, Indonesia located around Ring of Fire of Pacific. So we have now 199 active volcano. Yeah, and then why this one? Because Indonesia located in this area mid of three plates: Australia, and then Pacific and Eurasia. Yeah. And this one is provide so many kind active volcano. Yeah. Nah, this one I want to show you how about in Yogyakarta based on parent material. Yeah, you can see this one. Actually, we have Mount Merapi. Yeah, very famous. Everybody know. Yeah, very active. Yeah, most active volcano in the world, in Indonesia especially. Yeah. In the middle part, this one is all of area of materials come from volcanic materials. But in western area and southern area, actually this one is sedimentary rock and also marl and karst. Yeah, we have karst. Yeah, marl, a lot of marl in Indonesia. Yeah. Based on time, actually in the middle, yeah, Mount Merapi, actually this young soil, yeah, very young soil, just less than 600,000 years old. But in west side and southern side, this one is mature soil, yeah, very old, most more than 10 million years old, yeah, jadi very old. But in the middle is very
Dr. Makruf. Okay, we are very
yeah,
sorry,
it's
everyone.
very important connected
Okay.
to soil fertility. Terrible.
Yes, I think maybe your connection is unstable, Dr. Makruf. Okay, we are sorry, everyone, participants, because we have a connection problem with Dr. Makruf. I think Dr. Makruf now try to fix the problem. Okay, Dr. Makruf.
Yes, yeah, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. Sometimes in the virtual world we have to face such of this problem, right?
Okay, I want to continue. First, connected to parent material, and then second one is time, and then third one is climate. Yeah, as I mentioned, actually in Yogyakarta we have climate different each area like Mount Merapi. This one is periodic wet, yeah, wet climate, and then southern part and west part of Yogyakarta is eutic and eustic, yeah, dry and moist, yeah. This one is very important, connected to land use, yeah, land use in this area, yeah. So based on this situation, actually we have city and village areas only 10%, and then natural forest and forest plantation 30%, and then agricultural land 30%, and marginal and degraded land 30%. This one also represented the condition in Indonesia, yeah. And then was land use, as I mentioned, and Mount Merapi actually forest conservation, and then in the lowland rice farm, and then the western part and southern part is agroforestry, and also rice and cassava. Yeah, I want to explain next. Yeah, based on landform, actually we have all of kind of landform. Yeah, alluvial because activity of a river, and then marine because we have sea, and then fluvio-marine. This one is alluvial and marine, and then pit. Yeah, special pit we have in Indonesia. We have the most wide pit soil. Yeah, we have around 15 million hectares pit soil. Yeah, and then aeolian, cars also we have a lot of cars. Yeah. And then volcanic, as I mentioned, because we have a lot of active volcano, we have volcanic material. And then uplift, and then faulted and faulted, because basement of Indonesia, Java Island, Sumatra Island, Kalimantan, and so on. This one is uplifted, faulted, and faulted. Yeah. And then this one based on relief, as I mentioned, actually we have area with slopey and monly, yeah, in Mount Merapi. And then in Lopat, this one is flatty, this one is rice field area. And then in the western part and southern part is slopey and hilly. So very difficult to cultivate rice here. Just in this location is agroforestry especially. Yeah. So based on this situation, condition, actually, tropical cropping system in Indonesia, we have divided, yeah, to be three kind. First one is monoculture, and then second one is polyculture, and then the third one is agroforestry. Yeah, monoculture we have a lot of kind of crops. Yeah, in Indonesia, maybe I can show you. And then polyculture also, so we Jakarta, actually polyculture, and also agroforestry. For example, this one, most peculiar in Indonesia, actually monoculture rice. Yeah, we have around 10 million hectares totally. Yeah, mostly cultivated in Java because Java is very fertile. But in all islands also available. We found also rice field. Yeah, but not so much. Yeah, and then second one is sugarcane. Yeah. Actually, previously we have a lot of sugarcane area, but now changed to be rice field. So just very limited. Now cultivated in Java, and there's a wide area in Lampung and Sumbawa. Yeah. But even though we have sugarcane area, but actually we still import sugar. Yeah, from other countries. And then one is coconut. Yeah, coconut cultivated on all island in the different elevations, no problem. Yeah, in the high elevations, okay, but in mostly in lowland. Yeah, for example, in East Indonesia, like in Maluku and then in Nusa Tenggara. Yeah, we have a lot of coconut. Yeah. And then sago palm. Yeah, sago palm also we have cultivated in all island with wider condition, especially in Sumatra, Kalimantan, Maluku, and Papua. Yeah, we have a lot of natural sago palm and also sago plantation. Yeah, and then this one is very famous in the world. We have the most wide palm oil plantation, more than 16 million hectares. Yeah, I saw this one is palm oil in pit. Yeah, pitland. Yeah, actually pitland not suitable. Yeah, but now many people cultivate palm oil in pit soil. Yeah, you can see this one because pit is very difficult to buffering capacity is very low. Yeah, so this crude of palm oil like this one. More than 10 years problem. Yeah, and then next one is rubber. Yeah, we have also rubber plantation, also natural rubber, especially in Java, Kalimantan, and Sumatra.
Dr. Makruf, sorry for interrupt. Actually, you only have 5 minutes left in your presentation, so maybe, yeah, you can.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes,
okay.
I can give briefly. This one is coffee and tea. I think everybody know in Indonesia we have a lot of tea plantation and coffee. Java coffee, for example. So in Sumatra, Gayo. Yeah, this one is actually monoculture. We have a lot of monoculture with problem, especially connected to soil fertility, because cultivation like mining, yeah, a lot of nutrients, yeah, removed from land, and actually company or people need to give fertilizers, yeah, to maintain soil fertility. Yeah. And then this one is polyculture. Yeah, you can see this one is polyculture, like very famous in many areas in Indonesia. Yeah, people cultivate in the same location. Yeah, rice, banana, yeah, and then also like this one also. Yeah, rice, corn, peas, yeah, trees in the same location. This one is very common in Indonesia. This one is surgeon system in Kulon Progo. Yeah, in one location, one patch area removed to the high level like this one. So in the high level, people can cultivate vegetables, yeah, many kind of vegetables. But in low area, people can cultivate rice. This one is very famous in Yogyakarta. We mentioned this one is surgeon. Yeah, and then This one is Sultan also, but not in Jakarta, but in Demak, yeah, in Central Java, because Sultan system, many area adopt this system, so many area use also system to cultivate rice and vegetables, yeah. And this one is vegetables in mountain area, yeah. This one in Tangmangu, yeah. Many kind vegetables planted in this area, yeah. Many kind, yeah. And then this one is tobacco, orange, cassava, coffee, and temanggung. Yeah, in one location, people cultivate many kind. Yeah, and also this one in cassava, and then tobacco, corn, taro, yeah, sweet potato in one location. This one is common in mountain area. Yeah, and this one in Sandiland in Yogyakarta. Actually, this one is 99% is sand. Yeah, but we applied irrigation system and also fertilizers, and can cultivate in the sand area like this one, many kind of vegetables. Yeah, and then the last one is agroforestry. As
I'm sorry, Dr. Makruf, we lost you.
I mentioned,
okay.
this is also very popular in Indonesia. The same location, corn is very famous in hill. This one is embung, yeah. In a hilly area, because actually water is problem, especially in dry season. So people make like pond like this one to harvest, yeah, to harvest water. So in the dry season, we can use water to cultivate 1 month or 2 months. Yeah, okay, I think that kind of cropping system in the tropics, yeah, and I think this one is every area in Indonesia, not only actually in Java, in Jakarta, but also in all of area in Indonesia use this system to manage land, yeah, to provide food, yeah, provide wood, yeah. This is very important. How to manage soil fertility, because cultivate like mining, yeah. If we use land to provide food, actually we need to provide also fertilizers, yeah, provide also nutrient to the land, yeah. So in our case in Indonesia, because we have actually 50% total soil in Indonesia is ultisol. Ultisol is acid soil, yeah, acid soil, and we have many problems connected to acid soil, yeah. So we need to apply ameluran, yeah, ameluran like cars, yeah, material from cars, yeah. We need to apply it, yeah. Then second one is related to pit soil. Yeah, I mentioned we have 15 million hectares. Yeah, and now people try. Yeah, many companies try to cultivate in pit, but actually we have a lot of problem. Yeah, connected to buffering capacity, connected to soil fertility. Yeah, and then the second one is management of paddy soil. Yeah, we have 9 million hectares. We need to provide rice for 280 million people Indonesia. Yeah. So actually not enough. Yeah. Now Indonesia create new paddy soil in Papua, in Sumatra, and also in Kalimantan. Yeah, but not enough. So Indonesia still import rice from Thailand and Vietnam. And then number 4, management of marginal land, because we have mining land, we have problem to reclaim. Yeah, this is a problem. And then number 5, sustainable agriculture, soil quality and health. Now many farmers try to apply organic farming, for example, but not enough. And then the last one is management of integrated nutrient. Yeah, we combine not only unorganic fertilizers but also organic fertilizers. Yeah, I think this one is my presentation. Maybe we have time to for discuss. We have actually a lot of slides, but maybe if everybody
Yes.
asks, maybe I can explain. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Makrov. And we are sorry because we have a time limit. So we will continue to the discussion. I will invite participants to ask questions to Dr. Makrov. Okay, we just have one participant, Li Mengyao from China. Okay, Li, you can deliver your questions.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can hear you. Please.
Okay.
Yes,
Professor. Hello, Professor. As you said, the most things is the good land. So I want to know what technology would we use to test the land quality?
Sorry, Lee, can you repeat again the questions?
What technology would we use to test the soil quality?
Okay. Okay, Dr. Makruf. Hello, Dr. Makruf.
But you asked about the soil quality, I think.
Yes, yes.
Yes, soil quality. Yes, yes. Yeah. As I mentioned, actually, we have problem connected to soil quality. Actually, we have with variety of cropping system, but we have problem, main problem connected to nutrient in our cropping land. Because as I mentioned, actually, company or people actually need to calculate, calculate about this balancing of a nutrient. For example, if we harvest from rice, we can calculate how much nutrient, like nitrogen, kalium, potassium, calcium, and so on. So we need to apply fertilizers, to substitute, this nutrient. In our country, this one is a big problem because many people, and also company just only mining, just only cultivate and then harvest, cultivate and then harvest. But about this maintaining is big problem. Yeah, this one is I think big concern connected to cropping system in Indonesia and all of cropping system, monoculture also, but actually in polyculture actually also problem. But in polyculture is we have some advantage because if we polyculture and then we use rotation also, actually this one can maintain nutrient in this field. Yeah, I think this one is this point. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Makruf and Lee, for the questions and answer. And for the next, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so for the next questions, we have Amira from Indonesia. Amira, you can deliver your questions to Dr. Makruf.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you clearly.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. May I ask the main function of surgeon system? Like, what's the function of the mount? Is it like beddingan or guludan in Indonesia? Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay,
that is a very nice question, I think. Yeah, actually, surgeon system, this one is system to manage water condition, to manage water condition, even though in wet season and also in dry season. In wet season, actually, water is available, a lot of huge water is available, but sometimes flooding. Yeah, if flood, so if we remove part of soil to make, like just you mentioned, yeah, bedding, but in big one, yeah, not small one, big one. So even though in wet season we can cultivate, yeah, no flooding. In the dry season, water is limited. So if we cultivate our land, not enough water. So we can cultivate in the lowland. In the lowland, because water available, we can cultivate rice and also vegetables. But in upland, in up area, we cannot use it to cultivate because water is not available. Yeah, because water is very limited. Yeah, as you are right, like bedengan, but in big one, not small one. Okay, I think.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Makruf and Amira. And I think this is the last questions will be delivered to Dr. Makruf, Raizi Akbar from Indonesia. Okay,
Yeah,
Raizi.
can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Please.
Yes, okay.
Thank you, moderator, for giving me to ask him here. Okay, I want to ask the doctor, in determining the cropping system in an area, what things we must be considered to increase the resource of the soil by that area, gitu. And what does this have to do with types of plants grown? I think that's all.
Okay, thank you, Raizi.
Okay.
Yes, please, Dr. Makruf.
Okay, thank you, Raizi Akbar. Actually, we have classification suitability of for every crops. Yeah, every crops. Actually, if we need to cultivate in our land, we need to know suitability. Yeah, we classify suitability to be S1, S2, S3, and then N. Yeah, if land, for example, for rice is S1, this one is very nice, very good to cultivate in this area. But if in this location is S3, yeah, we don't.
Hello, Dr.
Don't
Makruf.
recommend to plant rice in this area. And for example, in this class is we need to know about this criteria. Area, if S1, okay, we can cultivate. Yeah, and if N, we cannot cultivate. Okay, I think this one,
Okay, how about that, Raizi?
Yeah, I think that's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And from the chat box, I think this is a very last questions because I think this is important in questions to be answered. So there is a question from Lee Fern Tan from Malaysia. Hi doctor, what are the few key soil parameters that we should test to help is determine if the area is suitable for planting? So maybe short answer, Dr. Makruf, to answer these questions.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Liventan. Yeah, actually we have 13 item to measure and to analyze actually. But in this case, I think we need first one is climate. Yeah, climate is very important. I think second one is soil chemistry, and then the third one is soil physical. This one is a very important thing. If we measure this one, and then we can check in suitability. If suitable for crops, yeah, for example, for rice or for corn, for example, we can continue to cultivate. But if not suitable, we don't recommend. Yeah, we don't recommend to cultivate in this area. And this one is a point, very important point: climate, and then soil chemical properties, and also soil physical properties. This one is a very important thing. Okay, thanks.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Makruf, for your talk and for your answers. Well, ladies and gentlemen, and dear fellow participants, we are now in the end of our session. We are very sorry that we are not able to give you the best because during this pandemic situation, we can only meet virtually. And I will deliver a huge gratitude to our speakers, Professor Satoru Sato, Professor Maria Rosa, and Dr. Maria Ma'ruf Nuruddin. And then also I want to thanks for our participants that joining us today. And for full participants of 6 ITFSS, don't forget to fill your attendance in my class platform. If you have any difficulties, please kindly inform your liaison officer or LO, and then you can get further information. Thank you very much. And here in the screen, you can see the schedule for tomorrow agenda. In the day 2, we will have a lecture again, lecture 1, lecture 2, and then lecture 3, and the last is the explanation of student group discussion or SGD. Okay, so see you tomorrow for participant, and thank you very much everyone who joining us today in this keynote session. And last, as a moderator, I will ask sorry if there are any mistake from me, and I will close this session with Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.